The Public Accounts Committee stumbled on this agenda. We didn't set out to pursue tax avoidance. And I think the thing that has probably surprised me more than anything is how we have resonated with the public mood and how shining a light on particularly issues about who pays tax and how much they pay has really struck a chord with the public, whoever they are, gender, race, class, age. I get an incredible email flow on this issue. People are also experiencing the impact of the deficit reduction programs. Services are being cut, welfare is being cut. And I think in that sort of environment, to suddenly have the light shone on what appears to be a gross unfairness, where if you're incredibly rich or if you are a multinational company, you can choose whether or not to pay your tax rather than seeing it as a civic obligation, has just been perceived by everybody as being grossly wrong and grossly unfair. I've been pretty critical of tax advisors, whether they're accountants, lawyers or bankers. I think the advice they give is never copper-bottomed advice. It's risky, and I think that's wrong. Our understanding when we interviewed the top 4 accountancy firms was that as long as a scheme has less than a 50% chance of being challenged, they'll go ahead with it. So a 49% chance of it being challenged means that they think it's all right. I think that's irresponsible. And I don't think tax has been very high on the ethical agenda, so perhaps it ought to go a little bit higher. Most businesses think hard about where their supply chain is. They think hard about their contribution to their local community. They, think hard about the working conditions of their own staff. I think they should start thinking hard about tax. And all that everybody is saying is that for the business point of view, that you should pay a fair share of tax, fair being defined by what the government level is, according to the profits you make in a jurisdiction. And you shouldn't manipulate your accounts to export your profits to low tax or no tax jurisdictions. So I think that ethical dimension is first thing. And then I think working with others, whether it's government, whether it's the wider civic society, to reach an understanding on how we can go forward around standards, around changing the law, around the powers of HMRC, perhaps around transparency. Those sort of issues, I think, might well lead to a consensus. I think we can get a consensus, but everybody's got to give a little bit.